Hello, heroes. This is James, and I'm blown away by what's going on in our society today. I'm blown away. I'm bothered by what's going on in Chicago, the most deadliest year in Chicago with shootings. People are dying. I'm blown away by the abortion rate, how people are. I'm blown away by still the statistic of fatherlessness in our nation. I'm blown away, and I'm bothered. I'm also bothered by, I think, Christians' lack of being soberly minded or being sober minded. It says in Peter, be sober minded and watchful, because the adversary, the devil, was walking about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And that's in Peter. But a lion doesn't go for a pack of gazelles that are strong and are unified. A lion will wait for the weak gazelle, the one that's behind the pack, the one that's weak, the one that's sick, it will go for that one and attack. And the devil is just like that. I feel as Christians that we should not behave as the world behaves to this news that is going on, the shootings and things like that. Because every time I hear the news about a police officer shooting another person, it's always in this radio station, white police officer shoots black male. And it's like every time they say it, somebody's like, they doing it again. They doing it again. It's a lynch mob. And then we have another section of people. I can't believe they're acting so upset about that. What is this about? How can you be upset? It's just a police officer doing his job. If they weren't criminals, it wouldn't happen, right? And it's a wrong way of looking at it. We're supposed to look at things soberly. We're supposed to be soberly minded, being sober-minded, being sensible in our thinking. Could it be not systemic racism? Could it just be this cop was a rookie and made a stupid mistake and killed someone and should be prosecuted? Could that be? I mean, let's put it, my personal story. I have never ran into racism before. Me personally have never had it happen. Me personally have never. Every time I got pulled over by a police officer, every time something happened with a police officer, I did it. I was speeding. I went on a highway with my lights off one time. I have never dealt with racism. When something tragic happened in my life when I was younger, it was a white police officer, a white police chief that went out and went to go look for the person who did the damage. I've never ran into that, me personally. So when I look at this thing, I don't want to be swayed by how the world handles things. The world is trying to create, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it seems like to me the world is trying to create a race war. They're trying to create chaos. They're trying to create a world where even in churches, where we're already kind of divided by our communities, and it's not a racism thing, it's because churches are built in the communities where the people live. So if you live in a mostly black community, you have a black church, mostly black church. But even in churches, it's trying to create a divide where you look at your white brothers and sisters, or your Indian or your Asian brothers and sisters a different way. They're trying to break up human beings. We are human. There is no black, white. There's only brown, and we are human beings. That's who we are. When I say we are all brown, I got that from Answers in Genesis. Go check that out, because we all have a pigment of melanin in our skin. Now, the lighter brown, which we consider white people, have less melanin. Will have more melanin, and the majority of the world is middle brown. So we are just human beings. And I don't know the solution. I wish I knew the solution, but I have an idea of how to fight against what the world is doing as Christians now. Have a conversation with another human being about how you're feeling about things. We are made to be in community, Christians. We cannot do life alone, Christians. Talk to someone about it. I just got finished talking to my friend Keith about the same thing, talking to him. He's a military man, a pilot. He does a whole lot of things, but he's white. So I asked him, hey man, how do you feel about what's going on? And we were able to have a conversation. We were on the same page about a whole lot of things, because more important than our skin color is who we serve. We serve Jesus, and Jesus says, I want them to be one as me and you, God, are one. He wants us to be one. A lion cannot devour a pack or a gaggle or whatever of animals when they are one and they're unified and their desire is to fight. We need to fight against this thing. Christians, men, and the way that we start doing this, heroes, is in our households. We explain to our sons and our daughters to not take what the world is saying as truth, but look into it. Come and reason together. We tell them to search out things and research things. We tell them not to be swayed by every wind and doctrine that comes around. That's how we start. We teach in our household that we are human beings, and our color or the amount of melanin in our skin does not matter, but it's the character of a person that matters. This is what we should tell our families, our children. This is how we fight. Yes, we need to stand against injustice, and I'm praying for the police officer. I'm praying for the victims or the perpetrators, whatever. I'm praying for them, but I have the same rage in my stomach for abortion, which is high in the black community, for black on black crime. When Chicago is killing people in record number, I'm just as enraged about that. And I'm praying for Chicago. We have to be different as Christian men. We have to think soberly about this thing, so we're not swayed by the enemy and the system. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'll tell you again, but Satan is trying to divide. I see post after post of Christian men saying they're now scared of getting pulled over by the cops, knowing that before time they ain't never had a problem getting pulled over by a police officer. But now they're scared because of this one instance. That's the wrong thinking. We're not thinking soberly. Statistically, there cannot be 100% of officers crooked. If that's true, then that means the other statistically, all black people have to be criminals, right? All white people have to be racist, right? All Indians are good at math. All Asians good at science, right? All of them are. We all fall into our stereotypes, right? If one can be true, why can't they all be true? And I'm going on a rant, but we have to think sober-minded, sirs. Heroes, we have to think sober-minded. We have to have a communication with one another if we want to build this unity. A house divided cannot stand, and we are children of the King, and we have to be united, not divided. Regardless of where we came from, what community we came from. We live in the most amazing country in the world, America, where someone can create a slinky and make millions of dollars off a spring that goes down steps without a college education, without any of that. We have people that can make things happen because of opportunities we have in this country. We have to communicate with one another. And I'm going back and forth, but I think this is important. Communicate with other people. Talk to people. Ask questions. We have too many subgroups, too many black community, white community, Latino community. Oh, it's too much. Talk to a human, not the community. And if you have something to say, write it in the comments. If you like this video, like it, put a thumbs up, share with your friends, whatever, subscribe if you want to. But I'm going to keep on putting these out. And until next time, heroes, fight for your family, fight for the faith, and fight for the king. And be courageous out there. You got